Welcome to the Academic Writing Amplified podcast. On this podcast, we believe that the culture of academia needs to change radically. Women and non-binary people are revolutionizing academia within institutions that were not built for us. If you're ready to reject the culture of overwork, kick guilt and overwhelm to the curb, and amplify your voice to make a real impact on your field without breaking down or burning out, you're in the right place. With our team of experienced writing coaches as co-hosts, we'll share insights and talk to inspiring guests to bring you the practical strategies, systems, and mindset shifts you need to find time to write, publish work you love, and design your career on your terms. And it all starts with writing. Let's go. Welcome. I'm Kathy Mazak for Scholar's Voice. And today our episode is all about our Navigate program. It is straight up details about Navigate. So if you are ready, if you've been thinking about it, if you've been listening to our podcast and watching our YouTube channel and getting our emails for a while, and you're like, well, maybe, but I'm not sure, this episode is for you. Okay, so my name is Kathy Mazak. In 2017, I created a program called Navigate Your Writing Roadmap. Back then it was called something else. This is the name now. And so I have been running this program 2 or 3 times a year since then. So 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, we've been working on refining and making better and making more impactful our Navigate program. The purpose of the Navigate program is to help you write and publish to the level that is in line with what you know you're capable of doing. The idea of the program is to help you get your voice out in the world through your academic publications. But the kind of upside side effects of this are that you get very clear about what you want for your career, about taking control of things in your career. You get very clear about your boundaries, about saying no, and all of these things that are really going to help you to, we call it designing the career that you want, right? And really being the scholar that you want to be. So in the process of getting all of those publications out, that is the unintended and absolutely intended kind of upside side effect of the whole thing. So I'm going to give you all the details about our summer session. We are accepting applications right now. You can go to scholarsvoice.org/navigate and find the pink button to go ahead and submit your application. We do have an application process. You apply, and then if you pass the application process, then we send you what we call our Scholar's Voice Writing and Publishing Audit. You do that audit. It's like a self-assessment. You send it back to us, and then we offer you a spot in the cohort if we feel like this is a really good fit for you. So Navigate is a 12-week program. It begins on May 15th and ends August 4th. We are accepting applications now, so you want to start that application process as soon as you can because enrollment closes on May 12th. So if you're going to pay with university funds, you need to make sure you have time to process all the payments and stuff before the program actually starts. If you're like, well, is this program for me? The first thing I want to say is that it is designed for professors. Now, that doesn't mean that we haven't accepted graduate students, postdocs, adjunct professors, but it is designed for people who are in a tenure track line. There's some reasons for that, but right now I'll just say that's who it's designed for. Now, there are some people who have done super well in the program because they are thinking aspirationally and thinking ahead into the future. So don't let that stop you from applying, but you definitely this is a program designed for professors. And you also should have at least one peer-reviewed publication out in the world. Okay, so that means you've gone through the process and the revise and resubmit process of creating an academic peer-reviewed publication out in the world. If you're in a book field and all you've written is a book that's amazing and also counts. Okay. So that's like, you have to have at least one article in a peer-reviewed journal. Or like if you're in a book field and most people who are in book fields haven't published their book yet, but might have an article. And then those are the qualifiers. Those are the things that everyone in the program will have in common. And there's some other things that probably apply to you if you're a good fit for Navigate. If you have too much data for the amount of time that you have to write it up, you're also a really great candidate for Navigate. And if you're sitting on, I don't know, 3 or more drafts of articles in various stages of done, and what I mean by that is it could be an outline or several figures, all the way to you have several sections written, then you are also a great candidate for Navigate. And then the other subgroup that we see who do really well in the program are people who are looking for like an accelerated way to clear their publication pipeline before they take on their next big project. So they've kind of let these data sets, analyze data, and partially done articles kind of like you've let it stack up, right? And now you are looking to apply for a grant or a new job or something like that. And so you're looking for like a way to clear that pipeline, right? So Navigate is also a good fit for you. So over 500 academics have taken this program since it was first offered in 2017. And we have seen participants submit articles that have been sitting around literally for years. So if that's something that applies to you, no shame at all. Come on in to Navigate. We are watching people submit those articles, and it's really, really exciting. The other kind of things you can expect as a result of this program are like finally honoring your writing time, building your pipelines around your academic mission statement, and all while reclaiming your nights and weekends for yourself, because you need that time to restore from all the creative work that you're doing, all the creation that you're doing. The structure of the program is every Monday for 12 weeks, you will have access to, or we'll drop, we call it, we drip it out, right? We drop it inside of our learning management system, which is called Teachable, about a 30-minute video. We also provide you that video, just the audio version as a podcast in case you want to listen to it in the car or something. And then every video also has some kind of assignment worksheet thing that goes with it. So that happens on Monday. You listen to or you watch the video, you do the worksheet, and the summer cohort of 2023 meets on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that's New York City time for 1 hour from 11 to 12 every Friday. You will meet. And so during that meeting, you will have a group coaching call, or you will do co-writing, which is where we'll all get on the Zoom together and write for an hour. So we're helping you practicing to hold that hour to dedicate to your writing. So one of the things that a lot of people ask about our Navigate program is, how long is it going to take me to do it? Because I want to be able to do well, right? And actually do the program. So the very minimum is what I just said, right? About a half an hour, 40 minutes to do the training or to watch the video training or listen to it as a podcast and do the worksheet. An hour each week, either being coached on your writing or actually writing. Okay. That's the minimum, an hour and a half. So if you have an hour and a half every week this summer to dedicate to your writing practice, you are going to launch into next year with a much more robust writing practice and a much more robust publication pipeline. Of course, we encourage you to do more writing than that during the program, but that is the minimum time that you will spend working on the program. So these are the things that you will achieve when you have, joined our program and dedicated that hour and a half each week to it. You're going to have your mission statement clearly articulated and a process for using it to guide your decision making, to rein in overwhelm and leverage your time. You're going to have a mapped out publication pipeline, which serves as a high-level project plan for your publication submissions over the next year. You're going to have a process for breaking writing projects into tasks and completing those tasks in a powerfully predictable way. You will have a mission-driven plan for time management that ensures time to think and write. You will have developed your soaring system, which is what we call your writing practice. You will have you will have repaired your relationship with writing, and you will be on your way to creating a really sustainable writing practice. And this is maybe the best part, you will submit one or more low-hanging fruit articles for publication by the end of the 12-week session. Okay, so along with these kind of the training on pipeline and mission statement and time management and soaring sessions, every week we are coaching you to move your almost done project or your low-hanging fruit project all the way to submission. And so we really help you keep that kind of eyes on the prize with your low-hanging fruit project, because we want to see every member of Navigate submit an article by the end of the 12 weeks. You can totally do it. We were just having our meeting last Friday, which was week 9 of our current session, and someone had submitted their low-hanging fruit, and we all just cheered for that. So here's how, exactly the kind of content that you are going to be learning, and then also how we do the coaching. There's lots of coaching support in this program. In fact, I would call it a coaching program rather than a training program, although it is definitely both. Okay, so there's 4 main areas that you're going to work on. The first we call Pipeline Propel. So we start by looking at all of your writing projects in play, and we arrange them. We help you, teach you how to arrange them into a customized publication pipeline that reflects your field and your workflow. So in the process of doing that, you're going to select that low-hanging fruit article to submit by the end of the 12 weeks. So that's the first about 3 weeks of the program. Second 3 weeks is about project prediction. So we get into the nitty-gritty of how to break projects into tasks, how to estimate time to task, and how to map those tasks onto a work schedule. You'll let go of what you should be doing or what you think you should be doing and tune into how you actually work. You're going to make a lot of decisions about what's best for you and what motivates you in that process. So you are going to use your low-hanging fruit project as a worked example. So you use that project to refine your writing project management skills, and you'll create a project plan that is powerfully predictable, because predictable is better than fast all the time. We don't care about fast. We care can we accurately, or at least pretty accurately, estimate how long things are going to take us to do. So while you do that, you're going to be building the skills to create such a plan for every publication in your pipeline. So we use your low-hanging fruit project to learn the skills, and then you have those skills and you can continue to apply them over and over to all the projects in your pipeline. Okay, then we do the mission method. So that's first 6 weeks done. The next 3-week chunk is the mission method. So your obstacles to submitting more papers is not that you don't have ideas, right? You have so many ideas. The obstacle that you have to submitting more papers is that you have too many ideas, coupled with deep commitments to research, students, teaching, and service. That's good, right? There's nothing negative about that, but it's causing you a publication problem. So you'll write an academic mission statement that will become the key to unlocking your fullest potential in your career. And we've seen this happen over and over again. You'll make choices about your time grounded in this mission statement so that you can be the most effective professor possible and live out your mission. That includes having time to think and to rest. Super, super important. Finally, you'll learn our soaring system. So get ready for some major writing relationship repair. This is in the last chunk of the program, as we guide you through our proprietary writing system. We call it the soaring system, for creating a positive relationship with your writing and the momentum to get your publications written. Apply our system to your low-hanging fruit article so that you can hit submit at the end of our 12-week journey. Okay, so this content, those things that I just described to you, are delivered over 12 weeks with one new module released each week via on-demand video trainings, okay, with an audio option. We also send you everything that's on video. We also have a private podcast that you can listen to it as well. That's just helpful because a lot of times we can't sit down, watch a whole video. Instead, it's easier for us to access the audio only. So that's totally great. You also get a PDF workbook that you'll be using every week. And you can watch or listen to these trainings, right? Like anytime, day or night. We release them by 8 o'clock Monday morning, but you can put in your calendar an hour to work on that, half an hour to an hour to work on that anytime before our Friday call. So then we have coaching and co-writing. Each week you'll alternate between a group coaching call and a community co-writing session delivered at the same time at the same link. Okay, so it's just like Friday, you show up, and for this summer, it's 11 o'clock a.m. New York City time, so Eastern Standard Time, 11 o'clock a.m. to 12. You come to the same link every Friday, and our coaching calls will support you in implementing the course content, right? So you watch the video, and then you come to the call, and you get coached on the kind of sticky parts. You get help with the parts that you need help with, right? And you get to do it in community, and you get to realize that everybody else is struggling with the same kinds of things that you are. And being together in that group is actually, to me, the most impactful part of the programs. Like, I, of course, created the trainings. I think the trainings are great, but there's nothing like that real live human interaction that happens on those coaching calls, those Zoom coaching calls, which are led, by the way, by our expert coaches. It's not like we just have somebody in there. We have, for the summer, it will be Gina Robinson, who is our head coach, leading those sessions. And she has been working with us since 2019 and knows the coaching sticking points of these programs like very, very intimately, and is a really fantastic coach. So for the coaching calls, that's what they'll be like, but they alternate with co-writing calls. So if you've never done co-writing on Zoom before, we get in the Zoom room, and in these co-writing calls, we start with, sometimes we share a win or just start with like a little 5 to 10 minute check-in. And then everybody is writing together. We're learning how to hold that space for writing, and we're kind of feeding off each other's energy and support by being there together. Now, if you have something you need one-on-one coaching about, like you got a question or a problem or something that you just need to get a little bit of one-on-one coaching, you can pull the coach out into a breakout room during those co-writing sessions so that she can just help you get through that thing. So you can kind of pull out into a breakout room for about 5 minutes or so in order to get some, we call it like spot coaching or laser coaching, in this case for the summer, from Gina. So our co-writing sessions offer peer support, and that support is really helpful in making and keeping dates with your writing and moving that low-hanging fruit project out the door. So over the course of the 12-week program, you're going to form like really great tight bonds with your cohort that are like almost impossible to form outside of a group like this, because they are multidisciplinary, because people come from all different career stages. They come from all different types of universities. That diversity, finding common ground, is what makes it really, really powerful. We know, that is kind of like the very best part of this whole experience. And that's really going to enrich your participation in the program, and even more maybe than the trainings. Although, of course, I love the trainings. But yeah. So you might have a few questions. So I'm just going to go through some frequently asked questions. Again, it's an application process. So you do need to apply. You can go to scholarsvoice.org/navigate and find the pink button to apply. And I'll say right now at the top, one of the most frequently asked questions, right, is like, how much does this cost? So for the 12-week coaching program, the tuition is $4,500. We do have a payment plan that you could break it into 3 payments of $1,500 each. And people also ask, can we get university funding? Yes, you can. Also, I want to really emphasize, you can get partial university funding as well. So if you don't have access, or your university says, well, we can only fund $1,500 or $3,000 of this, that's great. We will work with you to facilitate that university payment and then give you a link to pay the difference. Like, we will work with you And we've done that many times before. In our programs, we usually get about 50% of the people paying on their own and 50% of the people paying with university funds or some kind of combination. So that's the pricing. All right, what else is included in this program? That's it. Modules, coaching, and co-writing. It's simple, it's impactful. There's not other places you need to be. There's not other things you're going to miss out on. We created this version of Navigate. We're just going to do the most impactful activities, the things that we know are really going to help you get that low-hanging fruit project out the door and change your writing and publication practice. Another question we get a lot is Navigate for any academic at any career stage. So the Navigate program is for professors who meet at least one of the criteria I talked about before, right? That you have tons of data, or you have lots of drafts, or you need to clear that pipeline before a career milestone. So you're a professor, you've published something before, and you meet one of those criteria. You can be at any career stage, early, mid, or late, as long as that's true for you. So that's like a really important just thing to know. It's more about your situation and how many publications you've got backed up in your pipeline than it is about career stage. So we have people early, mid, late, and we do sometimes get students and postdocs, but really have to look at those applications to make sure that they're like a good fit because the program is created for professors. Okay, so another question we get is, will Navigate work for me in any field, right? If I'm in any field of study, well, maybe my field of study is not going to work. Well, yes, it is designed to be field agnostic, as we say. We've worked with professors in all fields of study. Our methodology works regardless of field. A major advantage of this program is that you're in a group of people who come from these diverse fields and backgrounds. So that's actually a super strength of this program. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, a lot of people ask, what is the program time commitment? Weekly, the video module will take you 30 minutes minimum, 45 minutes maximum to complete. And then there's a live call, again, alternates between coaching and co-writing. That's 60 minutes long. So it's really an hour and a half to 2 hours per week for the 12 weeks. As you go through the program, you are kind of developing that writing muscle. And so we encourage you to add an additional writing session outside of those times. During the summer, I think that's totally, during the year as well, but like especially because we're talking right now about the summer session, I think that's totally doable. And many of you are already expecting to dedicate more than 2 hours to your writing every week. So this is a great time for you to do this program. Again, I'll just repeat some key information so everybody, knows it. Like, when are the live calls? The live calls are Fridays from 11 a.m. to 12 Eastern, starting the week of May 15th and ending the week of August 4th, 2023. So we're talking about summer 2023 here. The enrollment deadline is May 12th. We need to have either your first installment of the payments or your university payment or your pay in full by that date so that you can start on May 15th. And then the cost of the program is $4,500 or 3 payments of $1,600. Okay. Again, your university can pay, but we have to have payment in hand by the enrollment deadline for you to get started right on May 15th with that first lesson. So we're super excited. We just ran this program from February. It's still running. It's the 10th week of our 12-week pilot version. It's just been so wonderful. This is a small group program, right? Like, we anticipate having about 20 members in the program this summer. And it has just been so wonderful. They've been such a great, the fact that everybody came through like an application process has made the community really, really tight and great. And so I love it so much. So I want you to be in it this summer. So go ahead and apply. I am the one looking at all the applications. If you do the application and pass that round and then do the assessment, the audit, and send it back to me, I send you a personalized video about, addressing the things that came up in your audit. So I encourage you to participate in that process. I can't wait to see you inside of Navigate. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for spending your valuable time supporting yourself and your writing by listening to this episode. If you like what you heard today, the best way to say thank you is to hop on over to Apple iTunes and write an honest review. The more reviews, the more amazing academic women and non-binary people will find this podcast. So go write one now.